Hi, I'm Maggie. I'm a muralist in New York City, and if you caught my recent home tour on Handmade, you'll know that I love adding special, colorful touches all over my home. So today I'm going to show you how you can add a little bit of color into your home with a simple DIY by adding a little bit of color to a plain white mirror. Okay, so first step is let's protect our space. We need to put down some plastic so you don't get any paint on anything else in your home. I just have a plain piece of plastic tarp, which is exactly what I use when I'm creating murals, but truly any kind of protection will work. Just something to make sure you don't get any extra paint on your wall or on your floor. Okay, so the next step is that you have to protect the glass of the mirror and any of the edges that you don't want painted. So I'm gonna get my painter's tape down, really any kind of painter's tape you wanna use. I prefer to use this over the blue tape because I find that it's a little bit thinner. So I'm going to put this down, make sure that I protect all pieces of the glass, and then I can start to tape out my design and get painting. Okay, so now more taping. We now need to tape off the sections that is going to create some kind of geometric design. I didn't even go into this with something specifically in mind. I'm gonna make something super simple. I'm going to tape off a couple of sections in diagonals and paint each of those sections in different colors. You can just get creative with it and have fun. I honestly always say with this type of thing, unless you had something really specific you wanted to do, just start to experiment and play with the tape. It's very easy to pull it off if you don't like the direction it's going in. So this way, I can put the tape down, see if I like the look and the angles that I'm working with, and then I can get in and start painting. When you're pushing your tape down, just make sure you press very firmly so that you don't have any gaps. If you are trying to create a really nice crisp line, you don't want the paint to seep underneath the edges. So making sure you get in there and like really press the tape down, it's going to help a ton in the end when you go to rip the tape off and you don't have to fix up any edges. Okay, so now we get to the fun part. We get to actually use our paints. So I am actually using a series of paints that I actually used on the mural in this room. It's just leftover paints because I didn't want to have to waste any other supplies when I already have some stuff sitting around. But truthfully, for something like this, it's not a wall. It doesn't need any kind of serious interior paints. You could just use acrylic paints from a craft store. But because I have this paint sitting around, I'm going to use it. I recommend that you would use, if you are going to use a real interior wall paint, to get something that's matte. I don't necessarily want this to be super shiny. It's already going to be kind of bold and fun with this geometric pattern on it, so I'm gonna go kind of as simple as possible. I will say the good perk of using wall interior paint is that you won't need a lot of coats. So the way that I blocked off the tape, I'm viewing this as its own section. So this triangle from line to line is its own triangle, and then same thing, this area as its own triangle, and then that area as its own triangle, and then the bottom as its own section. So I'm viewing it as, you know, diagonal to diagonal is creating the shape, so that's where I've chosen the different color sections. I feel like, you know, the artistic side of me just says to make it abstract and make it whatever feels best to you. Okay, so final steps is just taking off the tape once you're all dry. We'll see what happens under here. Because of the grain of the wood, there's definitely a chance that the lines aren't as crisp as they would be on a nice flat wall, so we'll see how we did. Worst case, you know, we can always go in with a small edged paintbrush and just make it as clean and straight as possible. So we'll see what we're working with once we start to pull the tape off. All right, we actually did pretty good. We've got a little bit of bleeding through the tape, but not bad enough that you can even see it from far away. So we might be able to just get away with leaving it as is, but we'll see how the rest of them did. Let's take a quick peek. Ooh, that was a good one. Another very crisp line. All right, we did pretty good. All right, so I love how this turned out. You could also go freehand and bring in some squiggles. You could add some stripes. There's so many ways that you can personalize it and bring in more colors, whether that's more colors from your space, or maybe this is the only colorful piece in the whole room and you really want to make it shine. There's just so many ways that you can customize it, personalize it to you and the colors that you love. So see how quick and easy that was? I just added so much color into this space in less than an hour, and I know that you guys can too. So now the question is, what pattern are you guys going to try? Make sure to let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe to Handmade for more videos just like this.